The Carolina Panthers select.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Daily Football Zone. I am your host, Keb. I'm here with fellow co-hosts Jake, Nahum, and X. Had to change that intro video, just tweaked it a little bit just for Thursday, since the Panthers will officially be on the clock. But how y'all doing?
We are good.
I'm chilling.
Excited for the draft.
Yeah, we're recording this on Tuesday, April 25th. It'll be released on Wednesday, April 26th, so a day before the actual draft. So right now we're 2 days away. By the time you're watching this, it'll be 1 day away. I'm stoked. I've been counting down the days, just wishing I could wake up and it'd be Thursday. I wish I could just sleep all through tomorrow and just wake up on Thursday ready to go. But we still got a whole nother day after this. You guys got anything planned for Thursday?
Waiting and seeing.
You're gonna be
Just waiting to see Panthers fuck up first pick.
Raiders draft another bust.
Hendon Hooker at 7.
I don't know, man.
You're gonna punch your hole through.
I'm prepared for everything, bro.
Yeah, right. DJ Turner at 7. Only right.
Shit.
So Raiders
Speed,
win.
man. That's what they're all about.
Fast corner. Y'all need a corner. You might as well get the fastest one. But yeah, this is our fourth mock draft. Once that banner can get up, our fourth mock draft of 2023, our fourth and final one, obviously, because we're 2 days out. This is gonna be a trade mock again. We're all assigned teams. We're gonna try and make it as predictive as possible. Still have fun with it, of course. Y'all ready to jump into this mock draft, or you got anything to say before we get started?
We're ready.
Let's get into it.
All right, I'm gonna pop this big board up. Brought to you by Pro Football Network. Not a sponsor, but maybe one day we will. But yeah, we're using Pro Football Network, obviously, because again, I ain't paying for no PFF to make trades and shit. Even if they give you your first 7 days free, I don't want to, even sign up for that. I'm good off that. But yeah, with that being said, Carolina Panthers are on the clock. I'm gonna make it short and sweet. I don't care what any Reddit user says on the internet. I don't care if even Will Levis thinks he's going number 1 to the Carolina Panthers. I don't think so, and that was my prediction. I don't think Will Levis is even going to touch number 1. I think it's going to be Bryce Young, and that's how it's going to stay. I also had him going number 1 in my recent mock draft 5.0 that was released earlier on Wednesday. So go check that out, by the way, if y'all haven't. With that being said, Houston Texans. This is where at first you'd think was going to be a quarterback as well, but it might not be. But Houston Texans are now on the clock, and do they go quarterback right here, Jake? You're officially the owner of the Texans.
You guys had to give me the hardest pick in the whole draft, didn't you?
Yeah, right here, it's not
pick.
determined, man. It's like, do they go defense? Like some assume. Do they go quarterback? Is it Will Levis, CJ Stroud?
It's not Stroud. It's not going to be Stroud. It's not going to be a quarterback.
Okay.
I feel like if Stroud had any other agent besides Watson's agent, this should be a lock-in. Now, I don't know if that's the pure reason why they're not going to go Stroud, and they're not going to go Stroud, or any quarterback for that matter. I don't know if that's the pure reason why, or they just might be lower on him than the rest of the league.
He did score low on the cognitive test.
I'm sure that's overblown, but I'm sure there's multiple reasons to it.
My quarterback got 98.
Thinking about Houston and the way they're set up right now, schematically, you got D'Amico Ryans and his Niners 4-3 defense. Their defensive ends in San Francisco, what are they? They're big guys that can just power their way to the quarterback. So I don't know if Texans fans will necessarily agree with this pick, but it's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to go Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. And also Nick Caserio, a New England guy. I know New England likes their Bama guys, but they also like big guys too. New England loves big people, and Tyree Wilson is exactly that. He's exactly, he fits that description. And I think this could be the first shocker of the draft. If you're maybe not as kind of Tyree Wilson as most other people are.
Yeah, shades of Mario Williams right now. It feels like it.
Right. Go Mario Williams, number 1 in 2006, and now at number 2 they go Tyree Wilson, and you got Will Anderson Jr. on the board and a quarterback.
Don't hate me, Texans. I'm just doing what I think is going to happen. I think this is what you guys are going to do.
And that might not be the biggest shocker to start off the draft, because if Will Levis does go number 1, that'll be even a big shock. That'll be the first big shock. So it'll be back-to-back shockers, unless they obviously. I think that in that situation, I think they go Young over Wilson, because Young's their guy. But yeah. With that being said, Cardinals are on the clock at 3. Nahum, you're the owner. Is this a trade back? Do they get their guy in Will Anderson Jr.? You as the owner / GM? What do you think is going to be the predictive?
As the Cardinals GM, I want to thank the Texans GM for not taking a quarterback. Gives me a lot of trade suitors. The Cardinals, they want to trade down. The fans want them to trade down. So I don't know how to work this out, but we're going to trade down. I don't know who is trying to come up right now. It's none of the teams that I have. So if you guys have any teams that want to come up for that 3rd pick and maybe grab a quarterback.
Do you think a team? Well, what kind of team do y'all think would be a team to move up to 3? We can come as a collective as this.
I got the Raiders, but I don't know if I'm gonna want to do that with that pick.
Yeah, I don't know if the Raiders want to either.
Or maybe,
and then unless Indianapolis needs to move 1 spot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's possible. Maybe in a surprise move, Lions.
Tennessee, maybe.
Oh yeah, there has been some smoke about Tennessee, hasn't there?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Their line is such a disaster. I don't know if they would pass up O-line.
Tennessee.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe it's a team moving up though for Will Anderson.
I don't think they'll trade back to not get Anderson, because I think they'd move back maybe a spot or 2 so they can still
to try to get the QB team. Huh?
That's why I feel like Colts will probably be the team that'll be desperate to move up to solidify their guy at 3 instead of 4, in case another team tries to trade with Arizona.
Taylor, can you scroll down out of the top 10? The teams.
Oh, teams.
Yeah, I was gonna say potentially Buccaneers. But I'm not sure if they have enough to go to.
No, Arizona.
Will they give up to move up that far? That would be.
Yeah, that'll be
crazy amount.
Yeah, and I don't see them going back to 19 either. Arizona, I don't think they want to go back
It's
that
tough.
far. So I think me personally, I think they still want Will Anderson Jr.
Ooh,
Lions, maybe.
can I throw something out there?
Yeah.
Good.
A trade package.
Okay.
So Arizona gets 16 and a 2024 4th. The Commanders get 3. No. Oh, wait. No. The Commanders get 3 and 2024 4th. The Cardinals get 16, 97, next year's 1st, and Chase Young.
With the 3, I don't know.
Well, I kind of have to accept.
It's a lot of spots.
Chase Young. If you're gonna throw in Chase Young, I kind of have to accept this.
Do you think that's actually gonna happen?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, we have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. If y'all want to roll with that, we roll with that.
Hey, only on the Daily Football Zone.
So you said with Commanders, right?
But I don't have the Commanders though.
I know I do. So it's like, do I? I don't know. Who I think they're gonna ride with Howell and Brissett. That's the thing. But I'll do it. I'll make it fun. We'll do it. So Cardinals. And
oh my God, this would be insane. If this actually happens, bro, we're gonna go viral. I swear.
I know.
I'm not gonna do the draft compensation, obviously, because I'm just trying to get this approved.
Gotcha.
And I realize this thing is stupid, and it lets me just change 1 pick together to, obviously they're not gonna trade 3 to get 16, but it approves. So.
And they take Jake Haynes. I'm playing off.
So we get the Cardinals get the Commanders' 1st round pick, 2nd round pick, along with Chase Young. Was there another pick in there?
The 1st and 3rd.
1st and 3rd. Okay, 1st and 3rd.
Yeah, something like that. But all that don't really matter because we're just doing round 1 this year. But that's what we're, I guess, predicting. With that being said, I'm assuming they're trading up for a quarterback, unless they go Will Anderson. But I don't think they jumped that far just to replace Chase Young. Something about me makes me feel like they're going to stick with Howell. But if
if they're coming up this high, it's to take a quarterback.
That's the thing. So I think they signed Brissett to be the bridge guy, and Howell is going to be their future. But maybe that's all smoke. And I guess we're gonna go CJ Stroud to watch the Commanders at 3. I had not seen one mock draft do this, so I guess only on Daily Football Zone.
Yeah.
But I can't fault y'all because you really don't know. All the Sam Howell Brissett shit can be smoke. So I mean, maybe they do want CJ Stroud. So, or Anthony Richardson or Will Levis, but I went Stroud because I see him being the second guy off the board. But with that being said, Washington Commanders sniped the Indianapolis Colts, and now the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock. And that's you, Jake. What do the Colts do?
And this is an easy pick. Will Levis, you are an Indianapolis Colt.
Over Anthony Richardson? Even though I do think Will Levis should be a Colt, but
it's
Anthony Richardson?
It's Levis. He's destined to be a Colt.
I like Levis more than Richardson.
I do too, but
Is he?
Hey, Shane Steichen was in the Chargers staff when they drafted Justin Herbert. Pretty similar builds, both big quarterbacks, big arms, decently athletic.
But does Herbert eat banana
Smart, I
peels?
guess.
He also helped develop Jalen
Levis
Hurts.
to be smart.
Does Herbert eat banana peels?
No, he's not that weird.
No.
If you're not putting mayo in your coffee, you're not the
Right.
same.
Right. But yeah, Colts are going quarterback. We don't need to blab too much about that. Will Levis is the guy.
Yeah. Move on.
And now we're on the Seattle Seahawks with the 5th overall pick. They're first of 2. Nahum, you're back on the clock. And what did the Seattle Seahawks do at 5?
All right, I'm going to be John Schneider here. And let's make this quick. We're going to take Jalen Carter.
Over Anderson.
Seahawks willing to roll the dice. And it's a position I need. He's one of the best players in the draft. It's a luxury pick being here at 5. I think you swing for the fences here.
I can definitely see him doing that.
Yeah. Man, you pair him with Draymond Jones and the inside of that defensive line. I meant still Wayne Anderson Jr. is right there. I feel like, they're going to address the defensive line if it's Anderson or Carter. Either or, whoever they think is more of a need. I feel like it's going to be the defensive line there at 5, though, for sure, between one of those guys, obviously, if they're both on the board. But with that being said, the Detroit Lions are now on the clock, and that is my team I'm running. And the league done fucked up letting Will Anderson Jr. fall to my Detroit Lions because we're going Will Anderson Jr., and we're going to pair him with Aiden Hutchinson. And the NFC North is going to be under pressure all year long. Justin Fields, Jordan Love, Kirk Cousins, you better get some damn better protection because those two are going to eat on that defensive line. But yeah, that's where I'm going with the Detroit Lions at 6. If Will Anderson falls to 6, which again, you never know, players slip. I don't see him falling that far, but if he does, he does. And I'm sure, Dan Campbell's going straight to the fucking to the podium himself to make the damn announcement. He's going to fly from Detroit all the way to Kansas City to announce Will Anderson Jr. because he done fucked up the NFC North having Aiden Hutchinson and Will Anderson on the same defensive line. But with that being said, X, your Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. What do the Raiders do right here? Do they reach like usual, or is it the new regime? Is this going to be McDaniels and can't think of your guys' GM. What's his name again?
Dave Ziegler.
Yeah, Dave Ziegler. Yeah, this is their first round pick. Obviously, you got Adams last year, so we didn't get to see if they're continue the reaching or not, unless Mark Davis has a lot of saying it as well. What did the Raiders do right here? DJ Turner.
Funnily enough, I think Ziegler will draft a lot better than the Gruden Mayock regime did. But I also think Josh McDaniels is 10 times worse the coach that Gruden is, so it's not really it'll balance out in a way. I think the Raiders might look to trade down. Maybe the Titans might want to pick a guy like a Paris Johnson Jr. that they don't think is going to go to last after Atlanta and the Bears. Maybe Richardson. But ideally, I'd want to trade down. Who has the Titans?
Jake
I
does.
do.
I can see that being a trade.
Would you be willing to make that trade, knowing that Paris Johnson Jr. might go to Chicago, maybe Atlanta?
The thing is, though,
Anthony
does it have to be
Richardson?
Paris Johnson though? Because no linemen have been picked so far, and
Yeah, I could be Peter Skoronsky too.
they could.
Yeah, and all the linemen are there, bro. You get your choice.
Yeah, you get the choice over all those teams. So you approve of that? I can see that being. I can see that being a possibility. Or if they still go quarterback,
I
like some
think-
predict.
Not only that, it doesn't have to be a next year first. It doesn't have to be a next year first.
I mean, and you don't gotta do linemen.
but-
If
Yeah.
you think they go Richardson's on the board for you right there. So
It's only 4 picks.
I highly doubt Tennessee goes with another project at quarterback.
never know.
I think Tennessee's going to stay put.
All right. With that being said, we draft. We being the Las Vegas Raiders, we draft the man, the myth, the legend. Darian would be furious at me for not picking a certain guy. Devin Witherspoon from Illinois. My justification for this is, and obviously, you have Christian Gonzalez there. Some people like Christian Gonzalez better. I know Jake loves Christian Gonzalez a lot more than Devin Witherspoon does.
do.
But I think when you just look at the film and you just look at like the player that Devin Witherspoon is, without looking at a lot of the other things, mainly being his frame. He's a lot skinnier than a lot of other corners. Height wise, he's about average for a cornerback. I believe like 6 foot 5'11". But I think he is just a really intense player, and not only that, the Raiders drafted Jonathan Abram for his intensity. They drafted Cleveland Ferrell for his leadership. But with this player, you get all of that plus the actual ability to play on field. Unlike those other guys. I'm not saying Cleveland Ferrell is a bad draft prospect, just more not worthy of the number 4 selection. And as with Jonathan Abram too, probably shouldn't have been a first round pick. Hindsight is always 20/20. But I think Devin Witherspoon, if you're the Raiders, you want to get an impact defensive player. That's something you've never really had. Besides Max Crosby, pretty much you had nothing on that defense. So I think it's a good move for them.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be corner. It could be between Gonzalez or Witherspoon. Also, if Will Anderson's not there at 6, I think maybe Detroit goes either Anderson or Witherspoon, or possibly the Raiders could possibly trade back. I think Titans could be a team to trade up. Jake doesn't believe in that, so I don't blame you. But with that being said, the Atlanta Falcons are on the clock. Nahum, what do the Falcons do, Eddie?
Okay. All right, I'm gonna be. I forgot how to say his name. The Falcons GM, Terry Fontenot, Terry Font something. Terry F. Let's call him Terry F. Yeah, it's gonna be him and Arthur Smith making this pick. Arthur Smith coming from the
Tennessee
Titans. Terry F. coming from the Saints. I'm looking at 2 guys here. I'm looking at Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon and Bijan Robinson. It's a tough pick. It's a tough one. I like Gonzalez. I think Gonzalez is a good fit because he has the size. I think they like size on their team. And it's not a huge position of need, but it's an important position. Who knows? Okuda is for sure no sure thing. He already flamed down the Lions. And then all the rumors right now are pointing to Bijan to the Falcons at 8. Be a great pick. It's tough. Yeah, I think I do want to. I'm gonna roll Bijan Robinson just because I think I'll give him a crazy duo after Cordell Patterson
He's
leaves.
doing it.
Cordell Patterson will be out after this year. Him and Tyler Algier would be a crazy duo.
Damn.
And Arthur Smith, he wants to run the ball, probably like at least 60% of snaps. So
You did it.
I did it.
It's London.
Bijan Robinson's a top 10 pick. Okay, I don't fault you for that. And then that could be a possibility. I personally think they got more needs on defense that they can address. But you got that pick right there. You trying to form a electric offense. You got Kyle Pitts there as well. You draft Drake London. Robinson. Dynamic player. All around running back. That could be a possibility for Atlanta if they want to improve their offense. But we can get into the 9th pick, which is the Chicago Bears. X, you are the owner of the Chicago Bears. What do the Chicago Bears do at 9?
This is a pretty easy pick for me. I'll
Rebut,
pick Bears.
rebut, please.
He really wants Pittsburgh to move up.
Can we?
What
Accept
team?
that?
What team?
He's
What
the
team is trying
Pittsburgh.
to
Steelers.
You should
Steelers.
know. He wants the Pittsburgh Steelers to move up.
What pick do the Steelers got?
17. The
You think
rumors
you
are
go back?
real. This could happen. It's your choice.
Only on Daily Football Zone. We're gonna have the Steelers move up with the Bears.
Let's go! Let's go!
I
It's gonna happen, I'll tell you.
And Jake, if it doesn't happen, you're not going to hear the end of it. from
I
me.
almost picked my guy too, but luckily this draft is pretty deep at the position I was gonna pick. So
Steelers. I'm blind. Yeah.
we're just gonna pray the Bears have somebody they like later.
9 and 17.
Yeah,
It's gonna.
and we're just gonna assume they get fair compensation for
Yeah.
it.
Whatever.
Just, yeah.
But PFN lets you just swap, so I don't gotta get declined all the time. I've learned that. But yeah, Pittsburgh, Jake, you moved up. What was that, 8 spots with the Chicago Bears? Who are you intrigued and giddy about Pittsburgh selecting at 9?
Well, it comes down to 2 positions, tackle and corner. I don't really care where we're picking. It could be 9, it could be in the 20s, we can stay put. It's gonna be one of those 2 positions. It's pretty much guaranteed up to this point. It's just a matter of who. We've met with a lot of guys. We've met a lot of top 10 worthy guys like Paris Johnson, Christian Gonzalez, Broderick Jones. Pretty much all the top guys at these 2 positions right here. I think Tomlin's gonna have a lot of influence on this pick. And look at how we did with the O-line this offseason. I know tackle is still a need, but the interior is looking solid. Mason Cole had a pretty decent season as a center last year, and the guards are solidified. Corner's an absolute mess. We lost more than we gained at corner. And we haven't had a lockdown corner in God knows how long, since Rod Woodson, probably. I know Ike Taylor was pretty good, but he wasn't locked down. Like at the
Yeah,
line.
he wasn't a lockdown.
Artie Burns?
Artie Burns. yeah.
Artie Burns.
Artie gets burned. That's what happened. Artie gets burned. So, with that being said, I think the Khan and Waddell regime is going to start off with a boom, and they're going to grant Mike Tomlin's wish of beefing up his defense with Oregon cornerback Christian Gonzalez.
Not Joey Porter Jr.?
Over Gonzalez? Hell no.
Oh, Gonzalez is there at 9. Yeah, you got to snag him, of course. Obviously, 1A, 1B when it comes to the number 1 corner between him and Witherspoon, depending on who you like more. Yeah, not bad. Pittsburgh, they can use a corner. They decide to move up and get a guy that's there at 9, and that could be a possibility. But with that being said, Eagles X, you're back on the clock with the Philadelphia Eagles. What do the Eagles do right here? Bijan Robinson's not there, so they can't get their luxury pick. So
Yeah, I want to preface this pick by by saying that I actually had seen a Reddit post about why the Eagles should draft Anthony Richardson and end up trading Jalen Hurts. But this was before I think this was a little bit before he had signed his major deal. And bro got destroyed. He got destroyed for that post. But it's funny because like a lot of people commenting, they're like, you know what, the way he explained it, like, because it was when I tell you it was a couple paragraphs long, like it was a good explanation. Like I won't say they should, but the thoughts there. That being said, forget about all of that because we are going to draft Brian Branch.
that early?
Yep.
Wow, really?
I wanted to trade down, but to be honest, I don't really want to go through that whole hassle, and I want to get my safety. The Eagles, they've had I know that they had Kayvon Wallace and Marcus Epps starting last season. Not really too high impact guys. Marcus Epps is gone. I believe Kayvon Wallace is still there. But that being said, you want somebody that could actually just play this team perfectly. You won't have to worry about them ever being a liability in coverage. They have the athleticism. But yeah, Yeah, and there's bound to be a reach in the draft, so this will be our reach.
And it's also a weak safety class, so you can't really blame him for getting the best one. So,
Yeah.
So now the Tennessee Titans are on the clock at 11. Jake, you're back on the clock. You got the next 2 picks, actually. Tennessee, what are they doing?
God, you guys put me in such a dilemma here. Because Richardson's still on the board, but
They got Johnson Jr. there too.
It's so tempting, but I don't think Vrabel wants to go through another project at quarterback. I think they're gonna go with one of the more surefire prospects in the draft, and they're gonna go with a franchise left tackle in Paris Johnson Jr. out of Ohio State, and they're just gonna keep it simple.
Good pick.
Right, but you gotta select them with this next pick though, especially what happened at number 2 though, right? You think?
Wait, who has Texans?
You do.
I still have him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Richardson then. Yeah, lock him in.
Yeah, we'll get those out quick. And no, man, to get Richardson at 12 and still get a defensive end, edge rusher at 2, if it's Anderson or Wilson, I'd be stoked if I'm a Texan fan.
So you have to trade a single pick, a single player.
And the ball's in their lap, I feel like that's got to be the choice at 12, of course. But yeah, if I was a Texan fan, I'd be satisfied with that. With that being said, 13, you are the Packers. What does Green Bay do right here? They got this pick via Aaron Rodgers trade yesterday. Other draft compensation, but with this situation, they moved up 2 spots with the New York Jets. What do the Green Bay Packers do with this pick?
So yeah, you do trade your So yeah, they swapped the picks 15 and 13 with the Jets after getting rid of Aaron Rodgers, trading him to the Jets. So ideally, the next step would be to get a good weapon for your quarterback. The problem is Xavier X. I'm not really too big of a. I like Jackson Smith and Jigba. Don't get me wrong. I don't really buy him as the number 1 receiver in this class. You could try to get a weapon in a tight end, say maybe Dalton Kincaid, Michael Mayer. But I don't know if this is too early for one of those guys. That being said, I'll probably still pick Jackson Smith and Jigba. So put him on the board. And I guess my reasoning for this is because I don't think he's ever going to be a number 1 receiver, or even really a good weapon on the perimeter. But he definitely is just a polished route runner from the slot. And he is an instant impact player. He'll probably be the highest floor player from the draft, because he's a lot more polished than pretty much every receiver in the draft, say for maybe Jordan Addison, who I think is a lot better of a route runner. But because you're really just drafting him for his floor, he's the safe pick, the Packers infamously have never really gotten that impact receiver other than Devontae Adams. So I think now maybe they feel a little bit more urgency to try to get that receiver. Okay.
Yeah. They got Dobbs and Watson on the perimeter to keep Jackson Smith and Jigba in the slot. I don't see Packers doing Jordan Love any justice, giving them a playmaker. They didn't do it for Rodgers. Maybe they change up and Jordan Love. Okay, we'll start getting you some targets.
Realistically, they're going to draft Nolan Smith or Lucas Van Ness and call it a day.
Right. But you're the GM, and it could be a possibility. Maybe Packer fans finally getting what they want. They're like, Rodgers, you're good. We don't need to get you any top targets. You just deal with it. Jordan Love, we'll help you out to start your career. They go Jackson Smith. But now we got the New England Patriots on the clock at 14, and I'm kind of, I got offensive linemen there, but it's the New England Patriots. They're also known for trading back. Now, is there a team on here that I can trade back with is a question. And how far could they trade back if they decide to trade back? But I'll keep them at 14. Now it's depending on who do I want to give them, an offensive tackle or an edge? Because I feel like they can go either way. I feel like Lucas Van Ness is this screams New England Patriot. Like he just looks like he'd be a New England Patriot, of course. But then they might go offensive tackle because they need one. Riley Reef and Trent Brown are both, senior citizens at this point when it comes to the NFL age. And you got Peter Skoronski there, who can also throw on the inside if they think his arms aren't long enough. You got Broderick Jones, but he's more, started like 19 games or so at Georgia. So do they want to take a flyer on Broderick Jones? But I didn't think Peter Skoronski was going to be here. I'll give him Peter Skoronski. I feel like he could be a Patriot as well. But yeah, I feel like that's going to be a need for them. Riley Reef and Trent Brown are your offensive tackles. If it's Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi, whoever your quarterback's going to be in the future, get an offensive lineman on a rookie deal. You get that fifth-year option as well. You don't got to pay top dollar in free agency. Get Peter Skoronski right there. But with that being said, we got the New York Jets on the clock at 15. And I'm trying to remember who has the Jets.
I do.
All right, Jake. Yeah, I was trying to pop up my phone. It was locked. Jake, you're on the clock with the Jets. They can go offensive line too. Obviously, you can protect Aaron Rodgers, who you just gave up a lot of draft picks for. What did the Jets do?
I actually have mixed feelings of this pick, even though you can just definitely go tackle right here and just
Call it a day.
and just leave it at that. Especially with Broderick Jones still on the board, he'll plug into the left side, and you can just start him day one probably. But I don't know. Something's telling me they could go in a different direction. If JSM was still here, that's probably who I would have pivoted to, just because you get to reunite him with Garrett Wilson, and you can make Rodgers happy, unlike some other teams. Or you could. I feel like Nolan Smith would be a choice. Put him on the edge opposite of Jermaine Johnson. They could use a guy there. Linebacker's too early. There are some contract difficulties with Quinn and Williams, although I'm pretty sure it'll get done at some point. I can't see them letting him go, but this could be a sneaky spot for Kalijah Kancey, I feel like. But I'll keep it simple. I'm gonna go Broderick Jones. I won't overthink it. I think if he's there, then that's who they'll take. Or if one of the other tackles,
Kancey and Quinn Williams, that'd be a crazy duo.
Try running up the A gap and B gap. Be clogging the damn line. But yeah, Broderick Jones, offensive tackle to the New York Jets. Now we got the Arizona Cardinals back on the clock after a shocking trade. It will shock the draft too if they trade all the way back to 16. But the Commanders definitely be a big shocker. But Nahum, you as the GM, you saw something at going back at 16. You saw a player on the board right here. What do they do? Who they getting?
Some good prospects on the board.
You still got an edge.
We do. These are some good players from the board. Definitely happy to trade it back. Even though we got Chase Young in this trade.
Right. Chase Young in this trade. Yeah, so that kind of helps your edge need.
I'm still going to take an edge player here. I'm going to take Nolan Smith.
Over Miles Murphy. Okay.
Take him with the red.
Speed guy on the edge. The head coach Gannon just came from Philly, where they just drafted the Georgia guy in the first round. So I think he knows the type of freaks come out of Georgia. Freaks in the best way possible. Take Nolan Smith.
Okay, Nolan Smith. They get another edge. I guess they get Chase Young. I forgot they got Chase Young in this deal. They get Chase Young and Nolan Smith to harass the NFC West. But now we got the Bears on the clock at 17. You made this trade. I know Jake was, eager to make this happen. So now the Bears may had another trade back in this draft. First with Carolina at 1, go back to 9, trade with Pittsburgh to go back to 17. 16 spots back from where they're originally supposed to draft. What did the Bears do?
Yeah, so as the Bears, I made that trade knowing that the tackle class was going to be very deep, and it's not like the Bears are like, oh, we're so eager to trade our pick away, and we don't want our choice of linemen. But at a team like the Bears, you're still rebuilding. You're still trying to acquire more talent, so it benefits you more if you have more chances to do that for more picks. So I still think the trade down is justified because you still have somebody that you're still confident in Darnell Wright at offensive tackle. So you could put that pick in.
Darnell Wright to the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, their line. They did make some additions to their line. They did get Nate Davis.
Guard.
Yeah, but they still do have a need at the right tackle position, if I'm not mistaken. Left tackle, you have Braxton Jones there, who played well as a rookie, more so in run blocking than pass protection. So you get Darnell right there. You got somebody who's good at both, and projected to be a good player.
Yeah, I can see them addressing offensive tackle. If Darnell Wright's their guy. If they can go back to 17 and snag him, get some extra draft compensation, that'd be I guess you could say a dub for them. But now we got the Detroit Lions' second pick, and that's me as the GM. We went Will Anderson Jr. falling into our lap at 16, not 16, at 6. So at 18, we can address the cornerback needs, which we still got Deontay Banks, Joey Porter Jr. Cam Smith, a couple other guys that can sneak into the first, like Emmanuel Forbes, Julius Brents from Kansas State's getting a lot of hype too. But I don't think they'll go this early. At 18, I'll give them a toss up between Deontay Banks and Joey Porter Jr. I'll give him Joey Porter Jr. You are a Detroit Lion. They can address the cornerback position. You sign Mosley, who's coming off injury. Sutton, you sign him as well. You get rid of Okuda. I still think a cornerback is a need. And at 18, you get Joey Porter Jr. and you get Will Anderson Jr. in this first round. Lions fans, I'd be celebrating Detroit. You guys host the NFL draft next year as well. I'd be roaming the streets of Detroit, staying safe but having a good time. But now we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the clock at 19, and that's UX. You're back on the clock. What do the Buccaneers do here? Very interesting pick because they got a lot of needs and.
Yeah. So I was thinking. I know Shaq Barrett's getting older. Their edge duo, while on paper, you have Joe Tryon, who's on a first round pick, and Barrett that had a really good seasons in the past, but he's getting older and they didn't really play too well last season. You also have a big glaring need at quarterback. Sadly, the top quarterback prospects aren't there, and you don't really have much to trade up. Donovan Smith got released. You pick up Tristan Wirfs' fifth-year option. You have a need at tackle, though, on the other side, and you could play Tristan Wirfs really wherever, because I had heard they were maybe trying to tinker with switching him over to the left side.
Yeah, with that blind side.
Yeah, I guess there's just so many positions that you can address. And I was thinking of giving them an out of the box pick. Give me Lucas Van Ness. Yeah, I was gonna say it's always good to get an athletic guy. Especially and obviously edge might not be the most immediate need, but they were really underwhelming last season. A lot of the team was though, so it's really hard to pinpoint what really is the problem with that. But if that's the case, you never have a problem picking a player that you believe in, that does fill a need at the same time. So Lucas Van Ness will be the pick for them. But there's so many directions they could go, even potentially trading up with what little draft capital they might have. Or salary cap, but that's about the best pick I can make right now.
Okay. Now we got the Seattle Seahawks on the clock at 20. Nahum, your second pick. You went Jalen Carter at 5. At 20, what do the Seattle Seahawks do?
Okay. Right here I'm thinking I think I'm gonna double down on D-line here. Sort of how the Seahawks did last year, how they doubled down on old linemen. I got two tackles who are going to be with them for the foreseeable future. Got a right tackle and left tackle. I think in this draft they'll get a D tackle and Jalen Carter and another edge player. I'm going to take Miles Murphy.
Those would be solid picks for sure. Jalen, you get Jalen Carter there at 5. It makes up for Miles Murphy being there at 20 instead of getting Will Anderson there. Um, yeah, that's a solid pick. You got two edges off the board with Lucas Van Ness and Miles Murphy at 19 and 20. We now got the Los Angeles Chargers on the clock, and Nahum, your team is on the clock. Do they go Jordan Addison, or what are they thinking?
I know everyone wants us to get Jordan Addison.
I want you to get
Everyone's
Jordan
banging the table for Jordan Addison.
I want Jordan Addison. I've been predicting it all fucking spring. Even though I'm kind of leaning toward against it, I don't think it will. But
I love Jordan Addison.
I just want it to happen. But we'll see.
No, I think Chargers. We got some good options here on the table for us. We got receivers, got tight ends, got defense.
And Hooker.
But I think we got who's this? How am I blanking? Kellen Moore. We got Kellen Moore this offseason. He ran a lot of 2 tight end sets when he was in Dallas.
Ooh.
And after all these years of seeing Travis Kelce kill us for 8 catches and 90 yards and probably at least a touchdown every time he plays us.
Game-winning touchdowns and shit.
Game-winning touchdowns, just every third down conversion. Went to Kincaid here. Dalton Kincaid.
Oh no, I don't want him to be a Charger. Dalton Kincaid to the Chargers. That's fine. If Herbert can utilize him and make him all pro, I'm cool with it. But yeah, solid pick. They can use a tight end, of course. Gerald Everett's not getting any younger.
He's still young.
You signed Donald Parham. He's a serviceable guy, but it wouldn't surprise me if they go Kincaid. We'll see if Everett is a cap casualty come preseason if he doesn't make the 53-man roster.
And I think when Telesco took Hunter Henry back, I forget which year that was, but when he took Hunter Henry, I'm pretty sure that was the first tight end off the board that year. So
yeah,
I don't think he's afraid of taking the tight end high.
Yeah, so I can see Kincaid and likely Mayer both are going to go in the first round. Of course, it's just depending on where. If it's in the teens or in the 20s, one of them will get taken first, of course. But now we got the Baltimore Ravens on the clock. I own the Baltimore Ravens. They can go wide receiver, of course. I mean, you do sign Odell Beckham Jr. You get Nelson Aguilar. Still got Rashad Bateman and Devin Duvernay, and then Mark Andrews is your tight end. I might fade away from that position and go Deontay Banks if Banks is available at 22. They can use it. They can use a corner. Their defensive backs aren't as good as they used to be. You just got Marlon Humphrey there at corner really much. I can't think of anyone else that's there other than I saw Brandon Stephens or something like that. That's like the other corner. I feel like that's a bigger need than wide receiver at this point, unless they trade Lamar Jackson. Maybe they go Hendon Hooker or something. But yeah, Deontay Banks is the guy at 22.
I hate you, Caleb.
Sorry, buddy. But 23, Nahum, you're back on the clock with the Minnesota Vikings. Do they go Jordan Addison?
I think they could. They would trade back, but I'm not going to trade back here. Vikings, they could really fill any spot on that defense. You just lost Eric Kendricks free agency this year. Everyone knows that their secondary needs help. Patrick Peterson just left this year to go to
Pittsburgh.
To go to the Steelers.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take someone from Pennsylvania. We're gonna take Joey Porter Jr., the long arm corner.
He's not available there, buddy. I went to Detroit.
Ooh.
Oh, did he? Oh, did he get on the board? Okay. Then scroll down for me. Actually, no, scroll back up. We're gonna take Kelly Ringo.
Oh, damn it!
Man, I mean,
They just drafted Lewis Cine. I think Lewis Cine or Lewis Cine.
Last year.
Yeah, last year, and he was out of Georgia, so I think they're gonna get his teammate. Kelly Ringo out of Georgia.
I see
Another
that.
position of need.
I mean, you bring in Byron Murphy as well, but man, that's not enough. I feel like they got to bring more talent to that secondary. And Harrison Smith only getting older too. Now we got the Jaguars on the clock, and that's ran by me. And with this pick, I'm gonna give him an offensive guard. Cyrus Torrance is there. Steve Avila has been rising on mock drafts. I can keep a Cyrus Torrance in Florida. I've been mocking him there a lot, but something about it makes me feel like he's not going to be the first guard taken. I feel like it's going to be Steve Avila out of TCU. and get Trevor Lawrence some more help, get him some protection. Obviously, you see his potential. He can limit his mistakes. Obviously, you saw that wild card game where he had how many interceptions? Like 4 in the first half. But you also saw his potential of leading a team back to victory, which he did. So obviously, you're gonna see his true potential, giving him some protection, and where he's not under duress all the time. So I'm gonna go Steve Avila and make a shocky pick at guard instead of going Cyrus Torrance. We're going Steve Avila out of TCU, which I feel like is a need for them addressing the interior offensive line. But now we got the Jaguars on the the Giants on the clock, and Jake. What does this say? Do you think they're going corner? That's why you're upset with Ringo or Banks, or what do the Giants do right here?
I almost got sniped 3 straight times.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping Banks would fall. Didn't happen. I was hoping Keeler Ringo would fall. Didn't happen. And then you went to the interior O line, and I was getting a little nervous. Not gonna lie. I mean, it depends on the board really, but with how it is now, this is an easy pick. Give me John Michael Schmitz. He's linked to the Giants, and I know that they like him a lot. And I don't know if he'll play guard or center. I think he'll play center. But either way, they need guys at both positions, and he's going to fill a huge void either way. No matter where he's lined up.
Okay. Yeah, they can adjust that position. I think safety is a position of need. They only got McKinney back there, and I've been mocking Brian Branch, but Mr. X over here got him at 10. So, and Philly needs a safety too, so I don't blame him. But that being said, we got the Dallas Cowboys on the clock at 26, and Bijan Robinson's not available for them to trade up or select him right here. X, what do the Cowboys do?
This is a hard choice between 2 guys that I actually kind of like a lot. But you do, and it's kind of tough picking for the Cowboys too, because Jerry Jones, he went out and addressed a lot of their needs, and he was actually really aggressive with it. That being said, though, you let Dalton Schultz go in free agency. Who do they have on the roster? The Peyton Hendershot, Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, well, a lot of Cowboy fans being in the Instagram comments saying, we had Jake Ferguson. We don't need a tight end. Like, Jake Ferguson's any better than these tight ends on the board right now? Like,
yeah, that sucks a lot for them because Michael Mayer is just that man, and that's who we're going to pick for the Cowboys.
I agree.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I don't think I would have been so big of a Michael Mayer fan had I not. Man, what game was it? I think I was watching them play North Carolina, and he just destroyed them. Like, Drew Pine is not a good quarterback. Let's just keep
he's
it
not.
simple.
He's not.
Yeah, and that game, I watched him blindly throw it to Michael Mayer almost every play, and I'm like, you know what?
Give him a good quarterback, and he'll be even better.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but yeah, with Michael Mayer, you're not getting, with Michael Mayer, you're not even really looking for the complete athletic package. But you have a guy that's a refined route runner. He knows where all the holes are in zone coverage. He gets open, a reliable set of hands. It's pretty much everything you want in a tight end. He's not super fast. He's not going to completely destroy defenders for touchdowns, but he's going to do everything that a tight end should do at a high level.
Yeah, and that's a big need for them. I don't think Ferguson's the answer. Delusional Cowboy fans, sorry, but I've seen them in the comments. They think Ferguson is, but I don't think so. But now the Buffalo Bills are on the clock at 27. Nahum, what do the Bills do at 27? Nahum, are you frozen?
Okay.
Well, this man froze. I don't know what happened with the signal or what.
Oh, God.
Oh God.
I don't know if his computer died. I don't know. I'm gonna text him right now though.
I thought he was just staring at us.
You're right. He's like, "Can you really make my pick right now?"
You might have had us muted.
With that being said, I guess I'll take over his pick.
Oh man.
It's kind of funny, but it is what it is. Where we at? Where are we at again? The Buffalo Bills.
That was a perfect use for you.
Yeah, I don't know why he's like frozen. We can't hear you, Nahum, if you're talking. You're frozen. Maybe he'll fix his internet or whatever. I don't know what's going on his side. Yeah, he's out. So sorry, Nahum. I'm gonna make your Bills pick. I'm gonna give him. It might be a shocker, it might not, but I'm gonna give him Jordan Addison.
It's
I'm
so
gonna give him a
funny.
receiver.
I was gonna plead for take a wide receiver too.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him wide receiver. Gabe Davis obviously didn't seem. Gabe Davis didn't seem like a lot of people thought he would be. Stephon Diggs can't do it all. You got some wide receivers on the board. It could be Zay Flowers too. But man, they got a guy like that with Khalil Shakir, so I don't think it's gonna be a.
Yeah, Flowers and Addison are my favorite in the class.
Yeah, Nahum, you good? We can't hear you nor see you.
Does Nahum have Bengals?
No,
No.
I do.
Okay.
But yeah, you can go into the Bengals now. Jake, that Nahum is blacked out. So go ahead.
This is tough. I've had a lot of tough picks. And this is another one. They could use interior O-line help. The Bengals really don't have a ton of desperate needs, except for maybe interior
I feel
O-line.
like this could be a trade back, like a team
It
trade.
could be. I feel like a team in the second round could trade up to this spot right here. I
To be
think
honest, I feel like a team like Houston can, but they can use another wide receiver. To be honest, I feel like they
Yeah,
can
they
go
could.
say Flowers or something like that. To be honest,
The Raiders, maybe?
the Raiders too. My Hendon Hooker prediction.
Actually,
no. Wait. Well, I mean, they could move up, but not for Hooker.
no. I'm the Raiders. I have a pick.
Okay.
You want to make that? You want to make that possible?
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
All right. I made it happen in my mock draft, but I went for Hendon Hooker. I don't know who X is thinking. Probably not Hendon Hooker. But where we at? The Raiders.
Johnson, baby.
28, 38, and then whatever draft compensation gets put in there.
All right, wait. Just scroll up on the left for a second. Let me just make sure this player had a mistake.
Nahum joined back, but he's still having his problems. Still
I think I
black
missed
screen.
one pick.
Sorry, Nahum. We'll try to get you back in. Keep joining.
Ooh, is it
So-
for-
Yeah, who do you think they're getting?
Oh, scroll back up. Scroll back up. My bad.
is it for
Hendon Hooker was down there.
Oh yeah. Okay. If you're a Raiders fan, and to be honest, me as a Raiders fan, I have never seen this certain type of player since I've actually even started watching NFL football, and that is a dominant, not even just dominant, but a high impact interior rusher. Right? We've had great pass rushers. We had Khalil Mack. Even Bruce Irvin had a couple seasons for the Raiders. You had Max Crosby now. And even Yannick Ngakoue, he had the year last season 2021 with Max Crosby, where he produced really good. And the problem with that has been we've always been good at the edge, but a lot of that went to waste because we never had an interior pass rusher. And for that, I picked Kalijah Kancey.
That's
Because-
could be a possibility.
Yeah, I've never seen a good interior pass rusher with the Raiders. Like closest
Yeah.
I've ever seen was Danico Autry, and even to me, Danico Autry, he wasn't good on the Raiders. We shipped him off. I believe it was Indianapolis first, and then he ended up playing for the Titans. But he was all right. He was good. Not high impact guy. Kalijah Kancey is probably like one of the closer things we've seen to that of like an Aaron Donald. I'm more so talking his size. He's a little bit smaller of an interior pass rusher. But I do think he could be one of those high impact guys. He has one of the best like get offs in the class, like edge or interior D lineman, regardless. So Raiders trade up, pick Kalijah Kancey, and him along with what we proposed, Devin Witherspoon. That ought to be like an instant upgrade to your defense. Just adding those two guys.
Definitely two big needs. I feel like day two or whatever compensation they got after that trade, I feel like they can maybe address the linebacker need. But defensive lineman and cornerback are definitely targets for the Raiders. And to get Kalijah Kancey at 28, I feel like could be, possible. I know a team is going to try to trade late into the first round. And, the Raiders are at 38. They're a team that could, get there. So
I think our second, since we have the 7th pick in the draft. Our second is a high second as well.
Yeah. So yeah, Nahum, I had to pick for you. I want to know
You guys
who
hear
you're
me?
gonna. Huh? Yeah, we see you. We want to know. I want to know who you wanted at 27. I went Jordan Addison, receiver out of USC. I'll get your input, but as of now, it's gonna stay at Jordan Addison. You're also next with the New Orleans Saints, but give me some feedback on the Bills pick. If what were you were gonna do?
No, I was just surprised because I thought you guys were laughing at my pick. I was so confused. I was like,
Oh, we didn't hear you. We're like, well, you're black screen. Can't see.
I didn't even know you made your pick.
Yeah, I didn't know
that's
you
so
made your
crazy.
pick. You're
Everything was
frozen,
good
you're
on
like,
my
wait,
end.
what?
That's so weird.
Yeah, you're
But,
frozen. They're like, are you tripping? Or are you just like fucking with us? Or...
Yeah, no, that was weird.
Oh my God.
And then you just went black screen and can't
It,
hear
it was the
nothing.
freeze
And...
frame they got him on though, where he was like,
Yeah. Yeah. So what was your pick?
Yeah, what
Sam?
was the pick for you?
I was gonna take. I was thinking receiver, like a Quentin Johnson maybe. But I was gonna take Drew Sanders from Arkansas. He's like
Oh, that was-
the white
that was
version of Tremaine Edmonds. He's a huge linebacker, long arms, and so they're pretty small at the linebacker position. So I was just gonna get them Drew Sanders and increase their size, bring back basically Tremaine Edmonds. So they're different.
Well,
Skin
we
color.
went a different route there. Well, I went Jordan Addison, your guy. That should be a Charger. But you're now on the clock with the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
I feel like Elijah Cansey could have been a guy there, but got sniped by the Raiders. What do the Saints do right here?
That's tough. Yeah, it would have been Cansey, but you guys definitely sniped him. I don't want to take a D end here because they already kind of sold on D end picks in the past. So
Or do they trade back?
could they get D tackle? I mean, they could take a receiver.
I feel like the Texans can move up here.
Yeah, this is a trade back. I think this is a trade back move for the Saints.
Who do you think? Say Texans? I think Texans can.
Yeah,
Especially to get in front of Philly and the Chiefs. Yeah, we all agree on that.
Yeah, take one of the premier receivers on the board.
We still got Zay Flowers,
whatever
Quentin
you think.
Johnson. Here we are. So number 29, 33. And I got accepted, of course. So yeah, but that being said, Houston now has the third first round pick. Jake, you're on the clock. Well, I'm assuming it's for a receiver like we were talking about. What receiver will it be?
They're gonna have some efficiency from John Mechie coming back. Hopefully hopefully he'll be up to game shape by the time the season starts. So they got that guy. They got Nico Collins, who's a taller guy, but maybe not as efficient as someone like John Mechie will be. Hopefully, no more Brandon Cooks, so that speed guy is gone. You could go. I mean, you really can't go wrong with either Zay Flowers or Quentin Johnson. So I think the tiebreaker for me is just to go with the guy that I like better, and I'm just going to go with QJ from TCU.
Okay, stay in Texas.
He's not 6'4", like a lot of people thought he was. He was actually 6'2.5" or 6'2 3/4", something like that. But he does have the long wingspan. He's got the speed, and he's already going to be one of the quickest receivers in the league, potentially, because he's got great ankles and great quickness for a guy his size. It's really fun to watch. People say he's a body catcher. I don't really agree with that. I've seen him go up for a ball multiple times, and Max Duggan just flat out sucks. So I think Houston could use a guy like him. But again, Zay Flowers, if you want to go with him, I wouldn't be mad with that at all. I think just the simple tiebreaker for me would just be to go with the guy who I like better. I don't know if it's necessarily what Houston would do, but yeah, they go with one of the better receivers in the class, and they just add another playmaker to the team.
Okay, so Quentin Johnston staying in Texas. Houston Texans trade up.
Oh, that's true too.
29. The next two picks are ran by X. So you get the reigning conference champions, Philadelphia at 30 and Chiefs at 31. What are the moves right here?
So for the Eagles, I would ideally like to trade down. Is there any biters, any takers, maybe?
Maybe the Colts. They can go receiver. Get who do we give him? C.J. Stroud or Will Levis? We give him Will Levis. Maybe get him a receiver to throw to.
You got the Colts, Kev?
No, I think Jake has.
Nah,
him.
I do.
Jake, do you think that's a possibility? Give him Zay Flowers, maybe.
I mean, there's been a run. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
You're the man.
Okay, so we got another trade, and it's gonna be for a wide receiver. For the Philadelphia Eagles. And with the Indianapolis Colts, another AFC South team trying to make moves at the receiver position, it looks like. There you go. Propose. Accepted. I was scared it was going to get
Before
declined.
the Colts make a pick, I would like to say, if I'm the Eagles, I don't know. I was thinking of maybe trading down, and the Colts have 35. Maybe Gibbs lasts that pick. I would have definitely wanted to pick Gibbs.
Yeah, Jameer Gibbs, yeah.
Yeah, just because I think he's a really dynamic running back that warrants a high pick. But I kind of had my mind made up on potentially another cornerback, just for the fact that Bradbury, Slay, you were really lucky to keep both of them. But they're both aging, and you could look more towards like the long-term future. And my ideal fit for them, just like scheme-wise, was Emmanuel Forbes. I just thought it was a little too high.
Okay. But now we got 30 with the Indianapolis Colts and Jake. What did the now you're back on the clock? And I'm assuming you're getting another receiver. What did the Colts do right here?
Actually, no.
No, okay.
No. I'm looking at the depth chart, and the receivers aren't that bad.
Name them.
You have Pittman. He's the main guy. He's their big slot kind of guy. You have Alex Pierce. He's their boundary guy.
He's nice.
Yeah, I like him.
They did sign Isaiah McKenzie, who's gonna be their slot jitterbug.
But McKenzie ain't all that great. I mean, he had he could have had a big role in Buffalo, but he didn't live up. I think he didn't.
But I think he's serviceable at least for this year. I think.
I don't know. I feel like Zay Flowers would be an upgrade.
It would, but I'm looking at their team, and they really could use another corner.
That too, yeah.
Let's make it interesting. Give me Cam Smith.
Ooh, Cam Smith, not DJ Turner.
Nah, I think Cam Smith would be a little better on the boundary.
Did the Colts keep Gus Bradley?
Think so? That's a good question.
I can't remember.
They do run the 4-3.
They did.
So.
Yeah,
he's still there. He's still there.
Okay.
Yeah. So Cam Smith is there in Gus Bradley's defense in Indianapolis. I feel like cornerback's a big need. You know, you got rid of Stephon Gilmore. Rock Yason's not there anymore. I can't even think who's in that cornerback group right now.
Kenny Moore in the slot.
Kenny Moore, that's only
Isaiah Rodgers potentially.
Nah. Yeah, I think they can go corner right there at 30. I don't blame you. They can get a receiver later in the draft. At 31 though, X, you're the Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning Super Bowl champions, your favorite team. That's obviously not your favorite. What did the Chiefs do right here at 31?
Yeah, I hate the Chiefs, and I hate that I would give them this pick. Well, actually, let me just make sure. Let me just look at their. So I know that the Chiefs did sign Jawan Taylor, right?
Yeah, but they still got Lucas Ning or Naing or whatever is their other tackle. I think they have Darren Kennard.
Oh, where they go? Oh.
I don't care. I'm going to select DeJuan Jones from Ohio State, and I am actually really surprised that he lasted to this pick. I think a big thing with the thing that people, I guess, are kind of turned off about him is maybe the whole Mekhi Becton thing. You know, you see 6'8" tackle, 6'8" behemoth of a guy, and you think like, maybe he won't last. But like if it does work out, he's going to be a mauler, and maybe you don't need him to start right away. You did sign Jawan Taylor, and Jawan Taylor is he going to play right tackle? No, left tackle, right? And
Yang, I think they're putting the left tackle.
Yang would be right tackle.
Because they don't got Wiley no more either, so he's probably moving. Lee Pam, these are all moving the left tackle.
I'm pretty sure DeJuan's the right tackle, isn't he?
Yeah, he was a right tackle with Jacksonville, but the thing is, they had Niang that was also playing right tackle as well. So.
No, I was talking about Jones.
DeJuan Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He
I thought you
was
were
the
talking
right
about
tackle, right?
I thought you were talking about Juwan Taylor. Yeah, Juwan Jones.
Right tackle. Paris Johnson's on there.
Yeah, so I think honestly that makes it make even more sense. But I don't see somebody like Juwan Jones lasting to that pick realistically. I feel like that's one of those traitsy guys where like GMs will see him and they'll think they're smarter than everybody.
Yeah.
Did he have a good combine?
I'm not too positive.
It doesn't really matter. I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't tell you from the back of my head.
Okay, because I was gonna say because if he didn't, then him and Orlando Brown would have similar profiles. I feel like, and the Chiefs had Orlando Brown, so I feel like there would have been a connection there if he didn't have that good of a combine. But the Chiefs still see the size as a good thing, and they'll make it work. I don't know.
And to be honest, I think the Chiefs liked what they had in Orlando Brown. I just don't think they liked the money that Orlando Brown wanted. But they literally just won a Super Bowl with Orlando Brown as one of the starting tackles. So I don't think that was that's a player they didn't not like having in the building. I think it was just more so of like a contractual thing and him.
And the Chiefs know that this is a good tackle class, so they can just stay put at 31 and
it's funny. I thought about giving them Anton Harrison until I saw DeJuan Jones still sitting there. I was man, why is he there?
Right. Well, with that being said, this is our fourth and final mock draft of the 2023 NFL draft season. To recap the full first round, we had Bryce Young going number 1 to the Carolina Panthers. Houston Texans with a shocker going Tyree Wilson at 2. Another shocker, Washington trading up with Arizona Cardinals to select C.J. Stroud at 4. Will Levis to the Indianapolis Colts. With the 5th overall pick, the Seattle Seahawks select Jalen Carter. With the 6th overall pick, the Detroit Lions get Will Anderson Jr. At 7, the Las Vegas Raiders select Devin Witherspoon. At 8, the Falcons go Bijan Robinson. With the 9th overall pick, Chicago trades back with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers select Christian Gonzalez. With the 10th overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select Brian Branch. With the 11th overall pick, Tennessee goes Paris Johnson Jr. With the 12th overall pick, Anthony Richardson falls into the Texans' lap. With the 13th overall pick, Jackson Smith and Jigba to the Green Bay Packers. At 14, New England Patriots select Peter Skoronski. With the 15th overall pick, Jets select Roderick Jones. With 16th overall pick, Arizona trades back. It's Chase Young in this package and also selects Nolan Smith. With the 17th overall pick, Chicago trades back and gets Darnell Wright. With the 18th overall pick, the Detroit Lions select Joey Porter Jr. Don't forget that name. With the 19th overall pick, the Buccaneers select Lucas Van Ness. At 20, Seattle Seahawks get Miles Murphy, doubling down on defensive alignment. With the Chargers, at 21, Dalton Kincaid. At 22, Deontay Banks to the Baltimore Ravens. At 23, Keely Ringo to the Minnesota Vikings. At 24, Steve Avila to the Jacksonville Jaguars. At 25, JMS, John Michael Schmitz, is a New York Football Giants. At 26, America's team gets Michael Mayer. At 27, was supposed to be Drew Sanders, but ended up being Jordan Addison. At 28, Raiders trade back into the first round to select Kalijah Kancey. At 29, Houston trades back into the first round, gets a 3rd selection, and selects Quentin Johnston out of TCU. At 30, Indianapolis Colts trade into the first round. All AFC teams, 2 of them being AFC South. They trade in and get Cam Smith. And then at 31, to finish the 2023 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select DeJuan Jones. So yeah, a lot of late trades, a lot of surprises, just like the NFL Draft always is. Just like a March Madness bracket, you're never gonna guess an NFL Draft full first round correctly, pick by pick. You're never gonna predict a trade. So we'll see what really happens come April 27th. We're less than 2 days away, less than 48 hours. Yeah, I'm ecstatic. It's gonna be fun. Especially with my team having the first overall pick. I don't know about you guys. I know you got 7, so you're in the top 10 next. But everyone else gotta wait. Jake gotta wait till 17, and Nahum gotta wait till 21.
Will we though? Will we have to?
Oh, according to this draft, if there was no trade, you'd wait then. But if not, we'll see what really happens. But yeah, we'll see what really comes down come April 27th through 29th. It's gonna be a good one. Anything y'all want to say before we hop out tonight?
I'm sad that mock draft season's over. We have to wait till next year, but the draft's finally here.
Finally
Stop
here.
waiting now.
I can't sleep. I'm up all night just shaking in bed waiting for the draft. I haven't slept in a week. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have a hard time sleeping tomorrow night just due to the fact knowing that
I don't blame
draft's gonna be there. But yeah, it's been a good one. I enjoyed all the picks you guys made, and yeah. Anything else you want to say? X name.
If you can guys react to your picks and like record them, that would be so sick. And just send them.
I'll do it. I'll send it to DFZ chat if you want.
I'll do it
let's
too.
go on
I'll do it
Instagram
too.
Live.
You'll watch me cry after the Raiders trade up to get Hendon Hooker at number 3 or some
Alright.
And you'll watch me when we trade up to
Fucking Will Levis.
9. I'll be like, I told you guys. Look.
I'll fucking blow up the chat. I fucking told you.
Yeah, no, I'm never gonna let it go.
No, the realistic thing that would happen is the Raiders trading up like to get somebody like Kayshawn Booty or like I don't know. It's gonna be something so random.
Right.
Something so random.
Trade back into the first, get Kayshawn Booty.
Yeah, it's gonna be something
DJ
so
Turner's the
crazy.
guy at 7.
He
DJ
does have high
Turner.
upside, to be fair, but he's got a bunch of red flags. You just can't.
DJ Turner's the guy at 7.
As an LSU fan, I'll
Raiders.
tell you that like it was his freshman and his sophomore season. He was legit. Like he was definitely super legit. But I guess you can't really pinpoint what went wrong. Some say it was like him. He gained a little bit of weight. That was one of the red flags. And then another one was
Was it muscle or was it bad weight?
to be honest, it looked. It was really hard to tell, I guess, because you're
That's a fat face. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I honestly, it
no.
could have been bad
No
weight. 'cause
offense, by the way. No offense to him.
he seemed a little slower. Honestly, it might have been muscle, but he still either way. I don't think it fit his playstyle. I think it's better if had he been quicker because he already had enough strength.
I hope he pans out because I like his upside.
I do too. What's it like? Like I said, especially those like slump seasons we had, 2021 and 2020 when we were bad. He was like our best player by far.
I think he holds the record, the SEC record for yards in the game, right?
Yeah, he had the 300-yard game against Auburn.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was a crazy one. And that game specifically was I was like, yeah, no, this dude's legit. But a lot of people say it was kind of just getting a new head coach, Brian Kelly, brought a new OC, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, like he doesn't really fit too much in the offense anymore. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's some
We'll see where he lands. Could be a day 3 guy. We'll see what happens comes draft day.
I think a team will like him for his upside.
If the Steelers take Booty, you know he's gonna work out.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Right.
I like I said, I'm an LSU fan. I hope he's good. I hope he's good.
Yeah, but we'll see come draft day. We'll for sure have some recap videos and thoughts. Drop our thoughts and opinions. We'll make sure to have that come out. And happy draft season. And we'll see you on the next video.